Hey guys, today we're going to talk about adrenal fatigue diet and the 3 biggest food mistakes that make it almost impossible for us to heal your adrenals if you suffer from adrenal fatigue. Now let me share a story with you. When I was in high school and finishing off high school, starting with university, there was one strange thing that happened to me over and over again with strangers, with friends, even with doctors. And that was when they saw me and they looked me into the eyes. Wow, your pupils are gigantic or big or something like that. And that was even in broad daylight when we met outside. What unfortunately nobody was saying was, hey, you got adrenal fatigue, or hey, your adrenal glands are fatigued, they have problems to adjust. Only years later I found out that actually a lot of my symptoms, a lot of my allergies, problems with focusing and concentrating, with remembering things in university and even in high school already, my chronic tiredness, was just devastated and tired in the morning after waking up, sleeping 10 hours. My low immunity, for example, as well, had to do actually with adrenal fatigue. Now guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is Peggy from PeggySchirmer.com. I warmly welcome you to Gut Feelings, the channel to support you to become your own health expert, to get your energy back. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet and you are still watching, please hit the subscribe button now for receiving our new videos at least 3 times per week. Now, over the years working as a health consultant, I've seen people with adrenal fatigue making exactly the same 3 major food mistakes that I made all these years back. If you're waking up feeling completely exhausted, or you feel anxious and depressed, maybe you can't sleep well in the night, or just feel like tired over the day, and then in the evening you have these energy rushes, please know it's not your fault, because how can you heal if you don't know what's happening inside your body? I certainly couldn't heal from adrenal fatigue while I was still making these 3 biggest food mistakes that we're going to talk about right now. Number 1 mistakes, and this will probably be the least surprising for you: drinking coffee or any kinds of other caffeinated or stimulating drinks. Yeah, so black tea is there as well. If you eat chocolate, all these energy drinks, they all fall in the same category. Now guys, I feel for you. If you feel trapped in this vicious cycle of if you don't drink your coffee, you can't get out of bed, and then you feel anxious and more depressed and you can't really do your work and stuff like that, that's really hard to break out there. Now, here's the thing. Every time you drink coffee, what happens in your body is, apart from that, you deplete your precious stomach acid that helps you break down foods and absorb the nutrients well. You also put a lot of stress on your liver, on your overburdened liver, and if it's not organic coffee, you even get a lot of toxins in your body, because coffee is one of the most pesticide-treated plants on planet Earth. But this aside, there's just for the adrenal glands, what happens there is you stimulate your adrenal glands, or better to say, to force your adrenal glands to flush out more adrenaline into your body. Now, adrenaline and cortisol, they are stress hormones. They are not supposed to be flushing throughout our system on a day-to-day basis. They're really a fight or flight response. So if you are in a life-threatening situation, a fire is breaking out in your apartment, in your house, or you are involved in a car accident and you need to get out of that car, even if you have a broken leg and you almost can't move, your body will help you to get out there, because you won't feel the pain because of so much adrenaline flushing through your body. But as this is such a powerful drug, it will come at a cost. And that means after such an event, you need a long period of time where your adrenals normally take time to recover. Your body tries to get rid of the excess adrenaline and excess cortisol, which has a lot of negative impact on your body. Now guys, I want to keep this video short. That's why I'm not going into what adrenaline actually and cortisol does to your body, if it's low or if it's too high. If you want to know more about that, I'm going to link you the video as soon as I produced it in the description below. It's a very important subject. Also, more on adrenal fatigue down in the video description below, where you can find also signs for checking yourself if you have adrenal fatigue, like the one that I described with the pupils, for example. Now guys, number 1 mistakes: caffeine. If you want to get rid of these energy dips that you have throughout the day, establishing a stable energy and just feeling better on an overall level, helping also the rest of your body to recover, you need to get off this caffeine. With caffeine, there's almost no chance you're gonna be able to recover your adrenal glands fully. Now guys, I know this is a big one. Coffee, apart from this kick that you get from drinking it, is so much part of our culture. You know, you meet up for a coffee, or you go to the office and everywhere coffee smell, and you just feel it and you want it. Completely with you there. That's why I would love to give you 2 tips 2 tips, not tricks, just 2 tips for helping you to make this journey easier. Also with not struggling so much with the draw-off symptoms. Tip number 1 is an alternative to coffee that I just discovered by accident because a friend of mine was traveling abroad and they had all this tea that they needed to get rid of. So I was like, okay, I take that one. And that was a Dandelion Root tea that you can use in the same way as you use coffee in a French press, or you can also just put it in water and strain it then. And this one, apart from being awesome for your liver and helps your body detox, it also tastes a little bit like coffee. Yeah, it has this caramelly flavor, and I'm really picky with coffee, just by the way. And then you also have a slight bitterness in it, and you can take it to the office. You can prepare it in the morning, put it in a flask, take it with you to the office, and then zip it throughout the day. And maybe even some people will get envious because it smells also awesome. I put you a link down below for one Dandelion Root tea that I recommend, that is one of my favorites, and it's organic as well. So if you never heard of that, make sure you check that out. Now guys, the second tip to avoid these heavy draw-off symptoms that we often have. Yeah, we feel more tired and more exhausted and feeling more depressed or more anxious than if we try to get rid of coffee. The second tip is therefore helping you to not have so strong draw-off symptoms. Yeah, if you try to get rid of coffee and you sleep even worse, you feel even more depressed, and you have even less energy and maybe get even grumpy, then this one is for you, and that includes greens. Yeah, we're talking about raw, fresh greens. Best would be if you do a juice every day, yeah, where you really get these minerals in, or something that is more for the busy person who doesn't want to get out the juicer, clean the juicer and everything. There's also a mix of raw greens as a powder that you can basically just put 1 tablespoon in water and just mix that into water and then drink it once or twice per day. It's going to help you to boost up these minerals in your body, get out these vitamins. For your adrenal glands, it's important that you have an alkaline body, and you're also going to support your overall storage of energy through getting into these micronutrition, yeah, into these greens. Juicing again is also awesome if you can do that. But in case you don't have the time, I link you down below my favorite products that have a nice mix of greens. They are raw and they're organic, and you can easily use them, just stir them into water. Food mistake number 2, if you're suffering from adrenal fatigue, is a big one. And I know it's so against mainstream that I'm risking now that some of you might hit unlike straight away, but I'm going to tell you the truth, not what you might want to hear. You need to eat at least every 2 hours per day. You need to be snacking basically all the time. It always depends on what you're snacking. But if you're doing things like intermittent fasting and you have adrenal fatigue, or you eat just 3 times per day, you're actually gonna at least slow down the process, if not work against your body and make the adrenal fatigue worse. Now guys, don't get me wrong, for a healthy body it's no problem to go several hours without food. However, if you have weakened adrenal glands, you need to include grazing throughout the day. Ideally, these grazing snacks would be whole foods that are either fruits or vegetables. So you make sure that you have easy access minerals and healthy glucose to help to get off the stress of your adrenal glands, so it doesn't get into these blood sugar lows where it pushes out adrenaline and cortisol into your body. A piece of fruit like an apple, for example, together with some greens, for example some celery sticks, or you either have a cucumber with that, that's ideal for a snack, for adrenal snacks. And the good news is that because these foods, they are so dense in nutrients, but they are very, very low in calories, that you can still have your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner without any big disruption there. And last but not least, one big mistake that adrenal fatigue sufferers make, and that's just because of the health trends that we have at the moment. So again, it's not your fault, and I know what I'm going to share with you right now. If you are a paleo fan or you love keto diet, you're going to hate me right now and probably click unlike. But before you do that, what I'm interested in is supporting you to get out of your current health situation where you're struggling to where you want to go. So here it comes. For adrenal fatigue, you don't want to do a diet that is high in fats and low in carbohydrates. And that's because high fat foods actually have, even if it's the healthy fats, even if it's good healthy fats, they have an impact on your liver and on your pancreas. And what is interesting here, people who suffer from adrenal fatigue, they often also have an overburdened liver, a stressed pancreas and an imbalanced thyroid. So this is kind of a circle, they often come together. So if you eat now high fat foods, they overburden your liver even more. They have an negative effect on your pancreas. And this, on the other hand, will impact your blood sugar levels negatively. Yeah, and that again has an effect on your adrenal glands. So guys, we just want to make it easy for your body to heal. Avoiding foods that are high in fat, high in processed foods, and replacing them with nutrient-dense food like greens, fresh greens, and also making sure that you get the healthy glucose in there. There's nothing worse than if you suffer from adrenal fatigue and you go on a low carb, no fruit diet. Now, I'm not talking about having a cookie, having a big package of cookies and just snacking that, or any kinds of soda drink. I'm talking about healthy glucose that helps your liver to heal, releases the stress on your adrenals, because when your blood sugar levels drop and you don't provide healthy glucose, easy access energy, what actually happens is that adrenal gland gets stimulated again, especially if you then drink coffee when you're hungry, and you just keep this vicious cycle happening. So make sure you get those vitamin-bursting fruits in there as well. To summarize the 3 biggest food mistakes that we make when wanting to heal from adrenal fatigue. Number 1, caffeine. Use dandelion tea, eat more greens, and if you can't get the green juice, use the green powder, just stir that into water. Second, include the grazing technique, eat a lot of greens, just snack them like that, and fruits. And biggest mistake number 3, for a while at least, try to cut down the fat intake, amp up on these healthy sugars, on the healthy glucose that helps you heal your adrenals, balance your thyroid, and also gets the stress off your liver. Now guys, if you think, gosh, this is all too much for me, I don't know how to make so many changes in my life, or you just want some extra inspiration what to eat, I've poured everything I know into a 1-week gut healing guide. This is an ebook, and what's in there is a 7-day meal plan, a shopping list, really everything provided. You get all the recipes, they are simple, the recipes, no 5-star recipes, just simple, down to earth. And you're also going to get the healthy snacking options, so you know what to eat in between meals, where to graze on. This guide is called the 1-week gut healing challenge, and it's also suitable for adrenal fatigue sufferers. If you want to check that out, I put a link down below where you can have a preview and you can decide if that's something valuable for you and you want to use that as a resource to get started. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was valuable for you. Please share it with anybody, friends, family, where you feel like, wow, this is gonna help them, improve them to have more energy in their life. And of course, as always, in the comments below, let me know which actions you take right now to improve your energy levels, to make the first step to get out of the adrenal fatigue. Have a great day, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.